Hello, welcome to Cinephile Entertainment. I'm the Cinephile critic, and today I'll be reviewing this film. I got eyes everywhere. Information is power, and power is priceless. Superfly. So Superfly is a film directed by director X and stars Trevor Jackson as Priest, Jason Mitchell as Eddie, Lex Scott Davis as Georgia, Mark K. Williams as Scatter, Andrea Londu as Cynthia, Jennifer Morrison as Detective Mason. So Superfly is basically about this young guy called Priest. He's in the drug business, but he's very low key. Makes it his point to keep out of trouble. He doesn't draw attention to himself. He does in some ways because he's very much a ladies' man, but he knows boundaries. Those boundaries keeps him invisible, but it keeps him highlighted to the people who he needs to reach. He's having some issues with the Snow Patrol crew. He had a run-in with one of their members. So what he wants to do is he wants to make as much money as he can and then leave the game being a drug dealer. So Priest's right-hand man Eddie, his girlfriend Georgia, and Cynthia, they are helping him to realize this plan in order to get more cocaine, sell a lot more of it, and make as much money as he can so that he can then just bow out the game. But you know those things never happen, because what happens is you then become noticed when you want to be invisible. You then become the envy of certain people. Instead of you being invisible, people will want to just start things with you just because they want you dead, because they don't want you having what you have. They want it instead. And that's kind of like what this film is. So one of the things I did like about this film, the character Priest is actually a very different character than what a normal drug pusher would look like. Especially if a guy is black and they are a drug pusher, they're usually extremely thuggish. Well, Priest is not that. He's very charismatic. He's very much a ladies' man, but he has a twist. He has a good sense of business. He has a good sense of what he needs to do in order to keep himself clean and out of sight. He displays a level of intelligence that, when it comes to especially black films being made in this way, really exudes. And I feel that, Trevor played his character very well. And in much as slightly irritating at times, his charismatic charms does actually bring you over. Now, I would say that this film is much better than I thought it would be. I thought that this film was going to be lame, but the story that they have is not perfect, is not great, it's okay. And that's what you have, is an okay film. I think that if you saw this on Netflix or you saw this on Sky or Amazon Prime, I think most people will watch it and feel, oh, cool film, it's an okay film, it's okay. And that's kind of like what this film is. So Priest is the twist, is the reason why this film works as well as it does. His character is different from what usually gets displayed on screen when it talks about drug and thuggish mentality. He's not a thug at all. In fact, even though he shoots guns and everything else, he's one of those people that likes to stay away from all of that. There's another way to squash your beef or to get around it without being messy. That's the way that he will take. There's less backlash, there's less to deal with. Whereas his friend Eddie is not as smart as him. He doesn't see things the way how he does. So sometimes he kind of falls into the whole trap of what other gangsters have done before. It never worked for them, but for some reason people think, oh yeah, it will work for me. Plan is very convoluted and it doesn't make any sense. The fact of the matter is the story is kind of BS from the beginning, because at no point in time can you get deeper into the game in order to get out. That doesn't make any sense in any way. So it's funny to see someone so smart do something so stupid and think that it will actually work. But anyway, the way how this film is filmed in certain parts, I will personally say, is a little bit unimpressive. And the reason why I would say that is, especially right now when we're having loads of conversations about colorism, stereotypes of dark-skinned black women, how dark-skinned black women are portrayed in the media, that you have a film that is very black, stereotypical hoes and black angry women stereotypes in this film. Even though this film's cast is mostly black, look at the era that we're in, and yet this type of stereotype is insisting on being continued by black people themselves. Even though this film could have had, say, at least one black woman not be so ratchet, but they didn't do that. They made all the dark-skinned women hoes. They're over-sexualized. It's disgusting and ratchet, or black angry angry stereotype of what is already in the media and is in the media bloodloads about dark-skinned women. But having said that, I will say as well that black men in this film, apart from Priest, Eddie to some extent, and Scatter, apart from those three characters, those male characters, all the other black men in this film are stereotyped as well. They're stereotyped as the thug. They're stereotyped as being dumb. It's about gold, you know, the whole displaying of gold, just like financially nonsensical. So that whole stereotype of what black males are in the media as well, that is also there. So I'm not going to say it's just a black women thing, but in here they also have it as black males as well. Lean, drugs, whatever the negative stereotypes of black men that they have in society, that is all and more in this film. So at least they were equal opportunists in that way. This film is okay. I did like Georgia's character. I did like Cynthia's character. I like the dynamic between the main characters in this film. I like the way how Trevor carries his character. In order for this film to somewhat work, something has to switch up a bit, and the way how they switch it up was from the main character. Priest is not your everyday bagman. He's very different. He moves very different, and I feel that's why this film wasn't as bad as it could be. I also like the whole thing with the cartels and the mother being the head of it, and the way how she's ruthless. I thought that was quite a striking part of the movie, and it did hold my attention. Priest is literally the connection to everybody. Like the way how Trevor portrayed his character, it allowed him to connect different parts to different people. So when he needed to be a businessman, he knew how to do it. When he needed to be more romantic, he knows how to do it. When he needs to back down, he knows how to do it. When he needs to push for his idea, he knows how to do it. Prince is a character that has a lot of depth and has great interpersonal skills. However, other than that, you know, the acting in this film is okay. Trevor is the best actor in this film, along with Scatter and Georgia. I think Georgia was very good as well. However, there is this one guy, Callan Walker, but the way how he played his character, I actually really liked it. He has an issue with Priest for whatever reason. Especially in films like this, they really get them right. And I feel that the way how he played his character, he's portrayed his character, I thought it was really good. This guy was just envious just because Priest has. And even though he has a good lifestyle, he just mad that Priest has one as well. Things I didn't like, I didn't really like the detectives. I felt that the detective could have been portrayed better. Could have been done just a little bit smaller, just a little bit reined in. It didn't have to be so wild. Yeah, they may get away with a lot, but they're also fearful of who don't want to be caught. But all in all, this film is not bad. It's surprising that I was saying that, because I thought that this film was going to be terrible. It's actually quite a decent watch, and majority of it is because of the Priest character, and that's why I'm going to rate this film as betwixt and between. It's not as bad as I thought. It's not great, but it's not bad. So that's my rating for this film. Have you seen Superfly? What did you think about Superfly? Please, I would love to know your opinion. Let's get this conversation started. Thank you for watching my review. If you liked what you saw, then please click the subscribe button. If you're thinking, oh, I would like to see some more, then hopefully I will see you again. And remember, until next time, keep safe. Bye.